How long did it take production for Invierno y Verano? Come by? No sé. I don't remember. But how it works is before they arrive, they will call me or email, however we contact, and they say, Susan, we're thinking about January. You got anything going on? And I'll be, well, yeah, I need to do this and this, and I want to do this. Can we follow you there? This, yes. This, no. I always have that choice. Usually we do 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks at a time, and we hope to get 2 or 3 episodes in there. Occasionally, shit happens quickly and we get an episode in a day, and they better learn to keep up. Other times, you just have difficulties, and it takes longer than you think. So, how much time? They come and they go. They come and they go. It's not, they follow what I do, and sometimes I'm just not that exciting. Everybody puts their feet up and watches Ted once in a while. But it wouldn't make good TV. How do I feel? Is it difficult for me to have the people following me? Sometimes. Sometimes I am more used to it now than in the beginning. In the beginning, we were learning each other. The camera people were not necessarily hunters. So if I was hunting, there's a first season. The ptarmigan birds are here. And every time I get close, they go away. And I'm like, I think I call them bitches or something. I'm fucking assholes. I'm yelling at the birds. But what you don't see is here's a very tall person with a camera walking behind me doing this. I'm doing this thinking I'm all quiet. And he's like, so the birds are like, woo, I'm out of here. So it's been a learning experience. Like any relationship, you learn each other and you find ways that are more compatible. The people are nice. The people are good. But it is something I'm not used to. I don't hunt with other people. When I'm concentrating on something, you'll notice my tongue comes out, and then all of a sudden somebody's here, and what the hell are you doing? Go. Or I get embarrassed. It's like, I'm not fixing that with you here. No. I take a shower and here, really? Show my good side. So it's different having them there. I appreciate it and have fun while they're there, but I'm waving goodbye when they leave. My alone time is precious to me. And I don't mind sharing it, but I'm not going to give it away. And I don't remember the third part.
And the third part was, what are the different things between this new season and the prior ones? What are we going to see? New, different?
New and different. I don't judge it against a different season, because once I do it, it's gone. It's not really in my head too much anymore. But what will you see this season? Obviously, the injury is something I'm working through. The doctors, after 9 surgeries, said I'd never use the arm again. They used bones from my booty, carved new stuff, and put it in. So I got my butt on my shoulder. But the doctor said I wouldn't use it for hunting ever again. I'm trying to learn here. This is the arm I prefer. So I'm training myself. I can't just deadlift and get the gun up. I have to dislocate it and bring it up. But I'm learning. You see how I learn, you'll see how I don't get animals too. Of course I swear at them and I kick things. It's my way. You will see over a few episodes, I can't tell you what it is, but there's an animal that keeps gunning for me. And I finally win out. And it's very unique. But I overcome. I'm learning my body. Plus my body's getting old. I'm not 95, but I am 55. I break myself a lot. I tell people I have a photographic memory, but mine uses 35 millimeter, and this is a digital age. I'm having issues. So, you see, I also have to admit on one thing, something breaks, and I can't figure out how to fix it. I don't have that knowledge, I don't have that part, and I have to pay somebody else to come in. And it's a lot for somebody like me to say, I can't do it, and accept the help from somebody else. If I'm going to actually learn, I need to accept that, and I do, but he didn't fix it for me. He's a mechanic that showed me how to fix it. And then I said, why did this happen? And he informed me things that I could do to prevent. So I understood there's a turbine on the big machinery I brought out. And if I start and stop it too fast, the oil stops, the pump stops, and I burned it up. It's a big, expensive mistake. But now I know not to do it. So every mistake is an opportunity to learn, if you let it be. Or it's an opportunity to fail. Some people like living behind the door and not seeing what's on the other side. I'd much rather open it. Scary or good, I either kick its ass or I keep going. But it's the opportunity I enjoy. Did that make sense? Okay.
Life is a challenge, obviously. Maybe it's not so different than the big city, than the forest, maybe. I don't know. Because you have to survive.
Yeah,
right?
Even in Central Park, there are predators. They just come on two legs. I never want people to think that I feel my life is better than theirs. It isn't. It is different, and it's geared towards me. But I admire the hell out of... I would not know how to go to the mercado and buy papayas here without breaking into tears or wanting to beat 4 people up. It's too much information. So I admire people that can take all of that in, carry on a conversation while they're making tortillas over here. That's fucking amazing, right? And it's a talent. And it's a good life if that's the life you want. You want 10 children and 20 grandchildren? Well, fucking go do it. But do it well and teach them well. Every person has to find their own nirvana. It might not be mine. My version of heaven might be different than yours, but it makes neither one of ours less real. Same thing with religion. There's 50 religions. Which one's right? The one that feels good and the one that keeps you a nice person. We're all on the planet together spinning around. We don't need to argue so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
They are now migrating and living a very different circumstance to what they used to. So that's basically what it is.
I mean, isn't that the definition of are you existing or are you living? So when people leave what they're used to go to a new area, you are overcoming a lot of fear, accepting change, going into the unknown, and it's very similar to what I do. I'm driven by that. Like I said, as a Caucasian, as a white person, I'm not allowed to own land on the North Slope. I have to rent the land and have a business. I'm not allowed to build a permanent house. I must live in a tent or a vehicle on wheels. Those are all challenges. Keep going, make it harder. That makes me feel alive. No matter what challenge you give me, I will meet it and I will back you up into the wall and say, do it again. What else you got? Because that wasn't much. Now, people that are going to travel, immigrate, change their location, and yeah, we live in a world now. Americans are going expat, living here, and you're trying to get there. How crazy is that, right? But it's I think there's a migratory population. What are they looking for? I'm not sure. But when you change, you breathe life into what you're doing. You are creating. You may not know what the difficulties are. They exist. Overcome them. If you see, I don't come from an emotional place. I don't, and what I mean is people always say, oh, you must be lonely. You're alone. You must be lonely. I'm like, no. Lonely implies that I'm missing something. There's not anything I'm missing in my life. I just happen to be alone while I'm doing it. Am I ever going to get married again? I don't know, but I'm looking for Mr. Right, not Mr. Right now. Right now I can find, but it's going to be a problem in the morning. So I'll wait for Mr. Right. That way, 20 years from now, it's not a problem.